planet Dolan.
From weird shapes found on Mars to a mysterious extraplanet in our own solar system, we count 10 weird and wonderful objects found in outer space. Hey there, I'm Hellbent. I'm here to learn you suspiciously amazing facts that I didn't just make up. Number 10. If you're a fan of shiny things, you'll love 55 Cancri E, a planet that falls under the Super Earth category. It's made almost entirely of compressed carbon, also known as diamonds. That's right, there's a planet out there made of diamonds, but that's not all the universe has in the way of diamonds. Jupiter and Saturn both rain diamonds in multiple directions, which sounds lovely until you realize just how painful it would be. Number 9. NASA loves taking photos of Mars just about as much as your average person loves taking selfies. And with the litany of photos being taken, you're bound to get a few weird anomalies, such as these conspicuous Star Trek symbols found on the surface of Mars. Of course, these symbols aren't exactly a sign that the Enterprise is a reality, they're just some interestingly shaped dunes that coincidentally took the form of the Star Trek symbol. Number 8. Space is super big and mostly empty, but that doesn't mean that weird coincidences can't happen. The asteroid 3753 Caruthni is a good example of one, as it has an orbit around the sun that's almost exactly the same as our own. The first thought that you might have is that Caruthni might crash into us, which is a fair worry but a misguided one. It just doesn't follow a critical orbit, and like I said, space is super big but mostly empty. Number 7. One of the most famous images of Mars includes the Sidonian Face. It seemed like this face was either a huge unlikely coincidence or it was a sign of intelligent Martian life. Well, it actually wasn't any of those things. It was just a quirk in the lighting and photography. In almost any other lighting, it just looks like a rock jutting out of the sand with barely any face-like features to be seen. Number 6. We don't know for sure, but there are some strong theories that suggest there's a dim galaxy orbiting us at quite a short distance. However, it's so dim that it's pretty much impossible to see without telescopes. Most people who believe it's real think it's made out of dark matter, which is a weird object we found in space. Dark matter is flowing through you right now. It's just such a non-reactive substance that you can only detect its gravitational pull. And since gravity is such a weak force, you can't feel it going through you. But it is there. Number 5. How many planets are there? Well, if you're like me, you were taught that there were 9 planets, as Pluto was considered the last one in our solar system. It may be that we were taught the right number purely by mistake, as there's some strong evidence of a planet 9 in our solar system. This isn't any measly rock of ice like Pluto either, it's a full-blown gas giant. How do we know this without looking at it? Well, by its gravitational pull. While it does seem weird that we can see planets in far-off solar systems but can't see all the planets in our own, it's just because we see alien planets by noticing them as they pass between us and our own sun. And we really can't do that for any of our own planets farther away from the sun than us. Number 4. You've probably heard of a supernovae, but did you know there are explosions much more spectacular than those? These explosions are called hypernovae, and they're awesome in every sense of the word. We're not certain how they happen. Some suggest they're the type of supernovae that create a black hole. Others suggest they're multiple supernovae happening all at once. Either way, the amount of gamma radiation they shoot into the universe could destroy all life on Earth before you could even ask me why I'm not calling them supernovas. Number 3. Dyson spheres are theoretical objects that collect most, if not all, the outgoing energy of a star, and we think we might have found one in the outer reaches of space. We found a star that is incredibly dim and has a flickering that is unlikely to be caused by a natural phenomenon. Astronomers are still far from certain on whether or not this is actually a Dyson sphere, but it's currently our best theory. Number 2. Astronomers found a gigantic cloud of water orbiting an even bigger black hole. It's hard to convey just how big this cloud of gas is, but I'll give it a shot. If we took some of the water from this cloud and used it to replace all of the water on Earth, we wouldn't have taken even 0.01% of the water from this cloud. This is essentially the biggest and oldest ocean that we know of. It's entirely possible that it's the ultimate ocean in size and age in the entire observable universe. Number 1. When you find giant black holes, you tend to find them at the center of a galaxy or in a dense cluster of galaxies. But the romantically named NG-1600 doesn't follow any of these conventions. This black hole is 17 billion times the size of our own sun. It's bigger than our entire solar system. This black hole is so anomalous that it forced astronomers and cosmologists to rethink how supermassive black holes work. That's all for this countdown, but what's your favorite thing about space? Let us know in the comments and I'll see you next time.
But one estimate said that it would take about a week to get you up there. Oh, you can go into space, but you have to endure 7 days of shitty elevator music. Pfft, thanks, future.